Well, we're in Italy, we're in Brescia at the start of the Mille Miglia 2013, and I've struck it lucky this year because behind me we have a Bugatti Veyron Vitesse, which is the media car. I have the key to it, and I'm about to do 1,000 miles in it as we chase the Mille Miglia event. The Bugatti are here with a Type 35 Grand Prix car, and we're the support car, but really we're just going to have a whale of a time just seeing what a Veyron is like over the next 1,000 miles. I've literally just arrived. Stickers are going on so we get in passes everywhere, and I just can't wait to get going. We've got a start time tonight about 8 o'clock tonight, get to the hotel at 12. What madness is going to pursue? I don't know. We'll find out everything about a Veyron, 3 days with it, and you're going to join me on it. Right, we're just arriving at the museum of the Mille Miglia, and as you probably hear, it is chucking it down. I'm watching the poor guys in the blower Bentleys up front, strapping everything on, and I feel very guilty here. I have an automatic gearbox. We're in air-conditioned comfort, and I've never done the Mille Miglia in something as comfy as this. And the poor guys, honestly, there's umbrellas everywhere, people rushing around, and here we are in the Bugatti Veyron Vitesse, and like everything's fine, very calm, apart from the parking sensors. We're sort of hanging side of the road just after the start. Dr. Schreiber to come past in the Type 35 Bugatti. Because obviously you can't enter a brand new Veyron Vitesse in the Mille Miglia tribute, but you can be a media car. So we're like a support car. So I'm sort of keeping in the gang with the classic Grand Prix Bugattis of the 20s, and Dr. Schreiber, the CEO of Bugatti, is driving one of them, and it's my job to keep with him and make sure he's okay. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. We've got no spanners or anything. But I mean, the chief thing we're trying to do is just living with a Veyron Vitesse. What's it like to live with a 1,200 horsepower crazy machine like this? Apparently the rain has been so heavy today, on this first day of the Mille Miglia, that they're actually cancelling part of the route. And from here, in Verona, we're going straight to Ferrara, where the stop is tonight, because the whole road is flooded and there's a dangerous bridge, which is such a shame. That's why we've got this police escort. And business will resume tomorrow. This is going to be chaos because, yes, blower Bentleys, etc. don't normally go on the autostrada. I wonder how many have actually brought credit cards with them to pay. Well, more, it's second day of the Mille Miglia. Here we go again. It's the big drive down to Rome today. Just a few spots of rain I can feel. We're okay in this car. It's about 560 kilometres or thereabouts. We're having a great time actually in this, looking at sort of the historic cars, and you're travelling in this car, this crazy car, the Veyron. I mean, it was a really weird day yesterday with all that rain. It didn't feel like the true Mille Miglia today. There's great passes. There's great driving roads, there's more speed as well. There's some really flat out sections today. Interesting with the Veyron when you actually live with it like this, because it's very comfortable. It's this odd combination of GT. I'm not quite sure if I'm liking it, but I'm not completely in love, because it's so relaxing, and then there's this nuclear explosion as it sets off. But I find the driving position is quite awkward, it's quite offset. It's very clunky on the gearbox, and you're just thinking, I'm not sure what this sort of car is. Is it a supercar? What is it? It's just unique. I'm hoping to get to like it more today, but it's interesting when you really live with a car, you just see other sides of it, and that's what this whole test is about. 1,000 miles. There's also with Stefan Bruggs in there, who's sales and marketing director for Bugatti, and he was telling me that when they're doing a customer demonstration set, they do check the net worth of the people they're inviting. They generally have a limit of £500 million. If you're not a half billionaire, you don't actually get invited. I said, is that really the case? He says, well, actually we look at billionaires, but if you were a net worth of 300 million, you'd struggle to get an invite unless you had a garage with some very serious cars. I mean, I find that gobsmacking. And the other thing he told me is they're still losing money on every Veyron they sell. This is a €1.8 million Veyron, about £500,000 loss on each car, even at that price, which is 700,000 more than the original Veyron. Anyway, it looks as a queue forming. It's time to go. Let's see what sort of action we have today. filling up the Veyron. With the Vitesse, I've just learned that we've been looking out for some V-Power at Shell station, because if you don't run this car on 98 octane or above, you lose 200 horsepower. So you put 95 octane in it, you're down to a mere 1,000 horsepower. To get the 1,200 horsepower, 98 is what we need, and we just found some. I think it's quite a big tank. This will be a big bill. Just making our way up to San Marino, where I hope we're going to bump into Tiffany Dale, because he always takes a party around the Mille Miglia, and he bases himself at the right at the top of the San Marino, right in the square, so you can have a sort of beer and things. He takes it very easy on the Mille Miglia. He doesn't actually drive, just entertains. Yeah, it's been wet all morning again. I feel sorry for the guys in the open cars. We still haven't taken the roof off the Vitesse, which wasn't in the plan. We expected to have the roof off most of the way, but so far no go. It's so incredibly tight up here at San Marino. I don't think a Veyron's ever been up here. Just look ahead and just see what sort of road we're driving along. It's not your normal Veyron sort of road. I'm hoping that Tiff is hiding in the crowds here. He's not expecting me. I'll just try to ring him on his mobile, but I can't believe it's too early. Where is he? I'll be so annoyed if I'm too early for him. 11 o'clock, even Tiff should be up at 11 o'clock. No! Tiff Niddell, where are you?
Harry,
there you are! I thought, where were you? Oh, it's, I thought it'd be beer, it's nearly beer time, isn't it? Yeah. Tiff, come and... What? Because I rang you. I know. They have the first top. No, on the first day they had. Yeah. I don't know. He still doesn't know how to work his camera. Hello. 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 Okay. Isn't it about time you had a drive in this event? No, you just need the floods on the road. It's unbelievable. And some bridge was dangerous. Are we the first car through?
Yeah. You were yesterday as well. You were ahead of all the Ferrari. The Ferrari parade's not coming through the town.
No. Oh, they're still going. There's no one behind, is there?
No, you're in the lead. You're leading.
We're leading. We're in the lead in the Veyron Vitesse. Oh, who would have thought? Who'd imagine? Right, well, see you around. Have a great time. Well, there you go. This is Tiff's local hangout in Italy, as far as I can see. They must treat him very well. Well, that is odd if we're in the lead. How have we managed that? I'm guessing it's this way. There we go. Right, now twists and turns. On the way to Rome as CC and some really great driving roads, so I'm really looking forward to those, because so far all we've seen is a lot of traffic. Small engine. There was this class for 1000cc cars. I think this is what this is all about. Well, it's the magic moment when the roof finally comes off. We're coming up to 5 o'clock on the second day. We have a man with a van, so it's fairly easy for us to take the roof off the Vitesse, and the rest of the trip should be roof free. This Fiat 500 just coming out of the CC. Fiat 500s don't go this quick. We're not quite sure what's under there. That's no standard Fiat. slight problems with the Veyron is wherever you park becomes this spectacle. It's just extraordinary. Just arrived in Rome, going to check in the hotel. It's quite early, it's like 10:30. It's 10:30 at night, so it's not too bad. And then we've got a 6 o'clock start time tomorrow, so not much time. Quick bit to eat, find the roof for it, find the man with the van and just find where the roof's gone, and be all ready in the morning.
Wanted a photo of us.
I know.
They need the entire road.
He does. And a bit more on occasions. They're so rough, some of these roads. Always gets me, these cars. You've got to remember, these are race cars. They're Grand Prix cars of the 20s. Not really used to doing 1,000 miles on road, but they still seem to get round. They're such simple devices. Look in there. There's only a distributor right in the middle of your dash, so you know, yeah, you're never going to get wet here. But this is all grease because of the rain yesterday. You pump the fuel up here to pressurise it to get the thing started, and then it keeps fueled after that. Just coming into Radicopoli, which is one of my favourite parts of the Mille Miglia route. Long-time readers of Evo will know that we used to have I had a house very close to here. We used to base some of our road tests here. Car of the year as well, we've done down here as well, because this Val d'Orcia area of southern Tuscany has some of the best roads I know in Italy. They're really quiet, they're flowing, and it's just the most beautiful scenery. We seem to be the first car going through. Every village we seem to go to has an arch that we have to go through. It's like the bear has requested it. The thing about the Veyron, the suspension is fixed on here. It's just passive dampers, and it does ride pretty hard, but it then really has great body control. There we go. I'm sure Sterling Moss didn't have to deal with this when he was setting his great time. And here we are. Down here, spectacular roads. I'll just give you a sense of what the Veyron's like. It's the sounds it's made. What I love about the Vitesse, it's got even angrier wastegates and turbos on it. The 4 bigger turbos than the regular Veyron, if there is such a thing. But it's just the sound you get in the cockpit with these 2 intakes just above your head. It's a great quiet road. the roads around right across me. I think you probably understand why I bought a house down here. It's such fun to have around here. Stop at the top of the Futa Pass if you're on the Mille Miglia. It's a chaos today though. Never seen so many bikes. And if you bring a Veyron up here it gets worse. Looks like we're still going through Ferrari. Here we are, coming into the gates. There's the wind tunnel there, the F1. Oh, they've sent us away. We're not going. We can't go through. Not this car.
Dovete andare dalla pista di Fiorano.
Yeah. Okay.
Pista di Fiorano.
Well. They don't want the Bugatti in. I don't think that's quite right, but I think it's because we're a media car rather than an actual entrant. Right, yes. Ferrari really aren't keen that we're here, as you can see. We're proving quite popular with the crowds though, and now they've got the Caminera involved. Get away, it's not allowed. It really does look like an umbrella. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, and it's all carbon fibre as well.
Also carbon fibre.
Well, there you go. I've never seen a Veyron with one of those on. How cool is that? So that roof just fits in the front, all wrapped up for moments like this when it starts to rain. I suppose actually if you're buying a car for 1.7 million, then the temporary roof should be pretty good. Damn sight better than one in my 515 Barchetta, which is flipping awful. Fortunately, you can get a replacement roof for that. And there you go. As modelled on this chap's umbrella. I think he's really quite jealous of the umbrella we got on the Bugatti. Salami. Yeah, we like salami.
C'è anche il vino.
Time for us. Oh, I see.
Ciao, buon viaggio.
In-car dining in a Bugatti Veyron. Not what you expect, but then the Mille Miglia is always full of surprises. The route back to Brescia seems just littered with every speed bump. For whatever reason, they've changed the route this year, and every variation of speed bump you've ever seen is on it. Some of them have got marshals and flags. They're really special speed bumps. Other ones are sort of minor ones, they just leave you to your own devices. But they're proper crunchers. And there's another one. Now, why is that car coming back out? Honestly, this last leg of the Mille Miglia, you just think, oh, just come to an end. You never seem to be going in the right direction, sort of on a journey. You're always doing this and get over another speed bump. Yeah, that one's not too bad. Not sure what this BMW is, but it is the noisiest thing on the circuit. Doesn't seem to have any lights, but it just makes enough noise so everybody knows it's coming anyway. What is it? Well, there we go. Finishing the Mille Miglia 2013 in the Bugatti Veyron Vitesse. And what an amazing experience that has been. And what have I found out over the 1,000 miles? Well, it's a flipping long way. It's just as tiring. Each year we do it. It's my 4th year. Wow, it's a long way, and the end sort of never arrives. But it's about this Veyron Vitesse. And just the experience of sort of £1.8 million car over 1,000 miles. Well, I can tell you, it drinks a lot of fuel. According to the readout, it's about 10, 11 miles to the gallon, so that takes a bit of feeding. And it's the 1200 horsepower that you never get used to. Even after 3 days, right around Italy, it still feels like a bomb going off. And I might have only actually gone foot to the floor, flat out, full power, probably 10 times in the whole journey, and I can remember every single one of them. And that's what this car's about. And the Mille Miglia is just the most extraordinary event, and we'll do it in such an amazing car as well. What an experience. I hope you enjoyed it. There's some sights along the way I just couldn't believe. Racing Bristols, that little tiny Fiat Cinquecento's just racing down the hill. The sheer power and speed of this thing on some of those roads, and then the difference with the Vitesse and this new front suspension. It has matured very nicely, this Veyron, into a pretty special supercar, well, a hypercar. I mean, it's in a class of its own. We're going to find out more about that tomorrow. We've got a very special test coming up, so keep tuned to Evo TV, because we've got something else planned with this car, pretty special, and that's happening tomorrow. Anyway, Mille Miglia 2013, thank you, and thank you Bugatti for the most amazing ride in the last 3 days. See you later.